హాయ్ స్టూడెంట్స్, వెల్కమ్ టు కార్తికేయస్ అకాడమీ. మీరు యూనియన్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్కి ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నట్లయితే మన టార్గెట్ ఐఏఎస్ 2025 బ్యాచ్ అనేది ఏప్రిల్ మొదటి వారం స్టార్ట్ అవుతుందండి. దీంతో జనరల్ స్టడీస్తో పాటు ఆప్షనల్ పేపర్ కూడా అందించడం జరుగుతుంది. ఎవరైతే అభ్యర్థులు ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారో మన కార్తికేయస్ అకాడమీ ఫోన్ నెంబర్ కాల్ చేసి మీకు రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ ఫినిష్ చేసుకోండి. 900000224778. ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్.
Hello everyone, welcome to kakatiya Academy. So today we are going to discuss daily current affairs analysis. So the first topic is Rani Chennamma. So it is related to modern Indian history. Coming to the context, on February 21st, a number of social groups in India are organizing a national-wide campaign called Nanu Rani Chennamma. So which means I am Rani Chennamma. I am Rani Chennamma too. To commemorate 200 years of Rani Chennamma's uprising against the British East India Company. So, this campaign aims to honor Chennamma's legacy by demonstrating that women can lead the charge in defending justice and dignity. So, the nation's women are inspired by Rani Chennamma's fortitude. She is clearly committed to defending her kingdom as evidenced by her rapid thinking and determined steps to save her home. So, let's see who was Chennamma Rani. So, on October 23, 1778, Chennamma was born in Kakatiya. So, she was born in Kakatiya, a small village in the modern-day Karnataka district of Belagavi. So, she wed Kuttur's Raja Malasarja at the age of 15. So, she got married at the age of 15 and he controlled the province until 1816. Shivalingaruda Sarja, Malasarja's eldest son, succeeded to the throne upon his death in 1816. So, however, Shivalingaruda's health quickly began to decline. For Kittur to live, she required a presumed successor, but Chennamma had also lost her son and Shivalingaruda had no natural heir. So Shivalingaruda designated a child, Shivalingappa, as heir before his death in 1824. But according to the doctrine of lapse, the British East India Company refused to acknowledge Shivalingappa as the kingdom's heir. Any princely state without a natural heir would fall under the concept and be absorbed by the company. In October 1824, Kittur was attacked by the British administrator at Hyderabad, John Thackeray. So what is the combat with the British? A flotilla of 20,000 British soldiers attempted to conquer the former princely state of Karnataka in 1824, setting up shop on the Kittur fort's foothills. However, in retaliation, Rani Chennamma murdered a British officer in order to defend and preserve her country. So she murdered a British officer in order to defend and preserve India. She had military and martial arts training, making her a strong leader. Using guerrilla warfare techniques to take the British forces by surprise, she led her men into combat. After several days of fighting, the British eventually won because of their greater firepower. So coming to the history, Rani Chennamma's courage endured despite her kidnapping and confinement at Bailhongal Fort, Belgavi, Karnataka. Numerous others were motivated to revolt against British control by uprising. She came to represent bravery and defiance. The Indian government honored her with a postage stamp bearing her name in 2007. A number of Kannada folk songs known as Lavanis are chanted remembering Rani Chennamma with affection as a guardian and a benefactor. With origins in Maharashtra's cultural legacy, Lavani is a colorful and expressive folk art that had also gained popularity in some regions of Karnataka. So the Marathi word Lavanya, which meaning beauty, so this means beauty, is the source of English word Lavani. So it is a source of English word Lavani. The dolki, a percussion instrument, provided the rhythmic beats for Lavani, a blend traditional music and dance. What is meant by lapse doctrine? So let's see what is it. As India's Governor General from 1848 to 1856, Lord Dalhousie extensively pursued this annexation strategy. So this meant that East India Company would acquire any princely state that it controlled either directly or indirectly, and whose king lacked a legitimate male successor. So accordingly, the Indian rulers' adopted sons were not eligible to be named heirs to the kingdom. Using the theory of lapse, Dalhousie annexed the following states: Jaipur, Sambalpur, Satara 1848 AD, Bhagat 1850 AD, Udaipur 1852 AD, Jhansi 1853 AD, and Nagpur 1854 AD are some of the later AD cities. So in India's ongoing quest for independence, the rebellion of Kittur Rani Chennamma continues to hold great significance. Her steadfast leadership and fortitude serve as a lesson that bravery may triumph even in the face of the extremely difficult circumstances. So Kittur Rani Chennamma is a great freedom fighter who fought for India. So coming to the next topic, India's reforms for senior care Niti Aayog. So here Niti Aayog, Niti means National Institute Transforming India. National Institute for Transforming India. It is NITI. So coming to the context, in a position paper tilted senior care reforms in India, reimagining the senior care paradigm, published recently by the Niti Aayog, action is recommended regarding how to increase attention to senior care. Which aspects of the report stand out the most? Aging population. So its aging population is growing exponentially in terms of both quantity and percentage, while life expectancy is rising over 70 years and fertility is falling less than 2.0. So expectancy is rising over 70 years and fertility is falling less than 2.0. Approximately 104 million people, or slightly more than 10% of the total population, are elderly in India today. The United Nations Population Fund UNFPA projects that by 2050, this group will account for 19.5% of the world's population. So coming to the principal findings, demographics and trends. The first aspect is this. In the 2011 census, the number of Indians aged 60 and above was estimated to be 103 million, or 8.6% of the country's total population. Health status and challenges. The elderly population now bears a disproportionately large burden of disease as a result of the shift from high to low death rates. So coming to the next one, between 2011 and 2050, there will be a startling 340% growth in the population 75 years of age and older. So 71% of senior citizens live in rural settings according to the rural-urban divide. Life satisfaction. According to about 32% of seniors, life satisfaction is low. Coming to the next one, absence of an all-encompassing policy. One major obstacle is lack of an all-encompassing integrated policy for senior care and assistance. So gaps in infrastructure, capacities, evidence-based knowledge repositories for managing geriatric illness and enabling frameworks for monitoring procedures and emergency response system result from the absence of a structured policy framework. So, for older persons in India, access to healthcare services might be difficult, especially if they live in rural areas. So, in 2017, there were 43 physicians per 1 lakh people in rural areas compared to 118 physicians per 1 lakh people in metropolitan cities, according to the National Health Profile. Coming to what are all the problems and the consequences? The aging population problem affects every facet of society and bears a multitude of health, social, economic consequences encompassing shifts in the work and financial markets. According to the Longitudinal Aging Study of India, LASI, 2001 report, a large proportion of the aged population experiences low life satisfaction, functional limits, depressive symptoms, and chronic diseases. So, one or more chronic diseases affect 75% of the senior population. It changes the burden of sickness, the rise in dependency ratios, the makeup of families, and the patterns of consumption. Among Indians over 60, poor health was reported by 4 out of 5 of them. Furthermore, because older persons are likely to require more healthcare services, medical costs are more than twice as high for this population segment. So in India, almost 20% of the elderly suffer from mental health problems. So what are all the report's main recommendations? The 4 main sectors of health, social, economic, financial, and digital were the specific interventions required for inclusion, empowerment, and service delivery have been classified into the report. So coming to the first aspect, health. Encouraging elders and their carers to be health literate, bolstering geriatric healthcare within the current healthcare system, and creating unique accommodations for seniors are ways to promote health empowerment and inclusion. So coming to the social aspect, particular measures like raising awareness to educate the general public about the needs and difficulties faced by the elderly and stating peer support groups are required to ensure social inclusion and empowerment. So coming to the economic and financial aspect, retraining the aged population, expanding public funding and infrastructure coverage, requiring saving plans for those who can afford them all necessaries. So coming to the digital aspect, seniors' access to digital devices has to be improved by lowering their cost, emphasizing the development of digital literacy, and maximizing the capabilities of current technology. So coming to the silver economy of the older population, only slightly over 1/3, 34% are employed at the moment. The government must make the right decisions in order to stimulate the silver economy or the economy fueled by the needs of the elderly for products and services. Additionally, employment possibilities that can give senior citizens a platform to apply and leverage the knowledge and skills across a range of industries. So coming to the next topic, gunyah worm disease. So it is related to health related issues. Coming to the context, the impending eradication of gunyah worm disease is a noteworthy milestone in worldwide public health. As revealed by a recent report from the World Health Organization, WHO, millions were afflicted by this parasite infection in 1980s, but in recent years, cases have decreased to a small number, indicating the success of human tenacity and coordinated eradication efforts. So what are the crucial details regarding gunyah worm illness? The severe parasitic ailment known as gunyah worm disease or dracunculiasis is brought by the gunyah worm. a parasitic nematode that renders afflicted humans non-functional for weeks or months at a time. It mostly affects residents in remote, impoverished and rural areas who get their drinking water from sources of stagnant surface water. So an estimated 3.5 million cases of this, mostly in Africa and Asia, were reported in 20 different countries by the middle of 1980s. So the transmission, signs and effects. What are all those? Drinking stagnant water tainted by water fleas. Carrying parasites is how the parasite is spread. So this is how this parasite is spread and the disease is created. As the worm emerges, the condition causes excruciating skin scars that causes weeks of severe agony, swelling and secondary infections. So over 90% of infections affect the legs and feet, making it difficult for people to move around, work or carry out everyday duties. So it mostly affects the legs and feet. So avoidance. The illness known as guinea worm disease cannot be cured. So it cannot be cured. Yet effective preventative measures have been implemented. So increased surveillance, treating and caring for wounds to stop the spread of the worms, purifying water before drinking, using larvicide and health education are some of the strategies. Path to complete elimination. The 1980s saw the start of the campaign to eradicate guinea worm disease with major support from agencies such as World Health Organization. After reporting 0 cases for at least 3 years in a row, a country is recognized free of the spread of dracunculiasis. So 199 nations, territories and regions have received WHO certification as being free of dracunculiasis transmission since 1995. So India's trumpet tale. In the late 1990s, India was able to eradicate the guinea worm illness by implementing strict public health measures such as community education, water safety treatments. So in 2020, World Health Organization certified that guinea worm disease was not present in Indian government. So smallpox 1980, polio 2014, the plague, rinderpest also known as the cattle plague, yaws, maternal and neonatal tetanus have all been eradicated in India. So continuous monitoring and difficulties. In order to guarantee that no cases are overlooked and to stop the disease from re-emerging, active surveillance is crucial. So in places like Chad and Central African Republic, where poverty and civil upheaval impede eradication attempts, difficulties still exist. So the remaining cases must be located and contained, especially in isolated regions, and animal infections, dogs in particular, must be taken care of. So coming to the next topic, antibody that neutralizes snake venom. So it is also related to the health related. So coming to the context, scientists at Bengaluru's India's Institute of Science IISC have discovered a synthetic human antibody that can neutralize a potent neurotoxin secreted by elapiate snakes, which include black mamba, king cobra, cobra and crate. These are the variety types of snakes which segregated. So there are 300 species of elapids worldwide. A diverse family of venomous snakes with hollow front teeth that can inject poison. So let's see what is the new antibody for neutralization of venom. So in order to synthesize a novel antibody, the scientists at IISc used a previously effective method for screening antibodies against HIV, COVID-19. So this is the first time that this tactic has been used to treat snake bite. So what are all the techniques? Despite differences in the 3-finger toxin, 3-FTX, between different elapid species, the team's antibody targets a conserved area in the toxin score. Using animal models, the researchers tested their synthetic antibody against toxins from Taiwan's branded crate, Monckled cobra and black mamba. They discovered the antibody was roughly 15 times more potent than standard antivenom even when given after a venom injection daily. So, because there are a mixture of several molecules with differing affinities and specificities to various epitopes of the antigen that initiated their creation, conventional antibodies not homogeneous in the makeup. Every year, snake bites claim thousands of lives, mostly in sub-Saharan Africa and India. So, an Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) study estimates that between 2000 and 2019, snake bite fatalities in India announced over 1.2 million, means 12 lakhs, or 58,000 deaths on average. India is responsible for about half of the snake bite deaths worldwide. As a neglected tropical disease of great priority, snake bite envenoming is categorized by the World Health Organization (WHO). So, what are all the uses? So, according to the researchers, this development moves us one step closer to developing a universal antibody that can offer wide defense against a variety of snake venoms. Thank you for watching our video. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you.
మన కార్తికేయస్ అకాడమీ విశాఖపట్నం నుంచి బోత్ ఆఫ్లైన్ మరియు ఆన్లైన్లో ఏపీఎస్సి గ్రూప్ 2 మెయిన్స్ మాడ్యూల్ అనేది మార్చి 4వ తారీఖు నుంచి ప్రారంభిస్తున్నామండి. అయితే అడ్మిషన్స్ ఆల్రెడీ మార్చి 1 నుంచి మొదలు పెట్టాము. సో ఎవరైతే అభ్యర్థులు ఏపీఎస్సి గ్రూప్ 2 మెయిన్స్ ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారో వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఈ మాడ్యూల్ని పర్చేస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో మా కార్తికేయస్ అకాడమీ ఫోన్ నెంబర్ కాల్ చేస్తే ఈ మాడ్యూల్ డీటెయిల్స్ అనేది మీకు అందిస్తారు. అండ్ అతి తక్కువ ఫీ స్ట్రక్చర్లతో, అంటే ఏపీ మొత్తంలోనే మీరు తీసుకుంటే అతి తక్కువ ఫీ స్ట్రక్చర్ తోటి లైకమ్ రికార్డ్ మాడ్యూల్ని అంటే ఆఫ్లైన్ మాడ్యూల్ని ఒక సిస్టమాటిక్ ఆర్డర్లో అందిస్తున్నటువంటి సంస్థ మన కార్తికేయ. ప్రతి సంవత్సరం కూడా బెస్ట్ రిజల్ట్ని అందిస్తున్నామండి. ఎవ్రీ వీక్ స్కాలర్షిప్ టెస్టులు పెడుతున్నాము. అండ్ టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ కూడా అద్భుతంగా డిజైన్ చేసినటువంటి అంశం మాకు కనిపిస్తుంది. నా ఫీ స్ట్రక్చర్ చూస్తే మీకు ఏపీఎస్సి గ్రూప్ 2 మెయిన్స్ జస్ట్ 2999 అండి. సో దీంట్లో గొప్ప విషయం ఉంది. మీరు ఏపీఎస్సి కోర్స్ పర్చేస్ చేసిన తర్వాత మీరు క్వాలిఫై అవుతారు డెఫినెట్గా. సో క్వాలిఫై అయిన తర్వాత కార్తికేయస్ అకాడమీ నుంచి ఒక స్కాలర్షిప్ కూడా మీరు అందుకోవచ్చు. అండ్ ఈ కోర్స్ ప్రధానంగా ఆఫ్లైన్ మరియు ఆన్లైన్లో ఉంటుంది. లైకమ్ రికార్డింగ్ ఉంటుందండి. అండ్ ఈ 2999 వచ్చేసి ఓన్లీ ఆన్లైన్ లైవ్ ప్లస్ ఆన్లైన్ విద్యార్థులకు మాత్రమే. ఆఫ్లైన్ ప్రైస్ మరి వేరే విధంగా ఉంటుంది. మీరు ఈ నెంబర్ కాల్ చేసి తీసుకోవచ్చు. టాప్ ఫ్యాకల్టీస్ ఉంటారండి కార్తికేయలో. హిస్టరీ కానవచ్చు, సైన్స్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ, జాగ్రఫీ, పాలిటీ అన్ని సబ్జెక్ట్స్కి ఎక్స్పర్ట్ ఫ్యాకల్టీస్ ఉంటారు. అండ్ బోత్ మీడియం తెలుగు అండ్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం ఉంటుందండి. అండ్ ఫైనల్గా సో టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ కూడా అద్భుతంగా ఇవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది. సో ఎవరైతే గ్రూప్ 2 మెయిన్స్ ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారో వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఈ కోర్స్ని పర్చేస్ చేయొచ్చు. మన కార్తికేయ ఐఎస్ అకాడమీ మొబైల్ యాప్ కింద డిస్క్రిప్షన్ బాక్స్లో లింక్ ఇస్తామండి, మీరు డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అక్కడ గత సంవత్సర కాలం నుంచి కొన్ని సంవత్సరాల నుండి మంచి కంటెంట్ అనేది మీకు ఆర్డర్లో అరేంజ్ చేసి పెట్టడం జరిగింది. వాటిని మీరు ఫ్రీగా యాక్సెస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అలాగే టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ కూడా అక్కడ అవైలబిలిటీగా ఉంటుంది. అండ్ డిఫరెంట్ కోర్సెస్ కూడా దాంట్లో ఉన్నాయి. మీరు హ్యాపీగా చూసుకొని మీకు సబ్జెక్ట్ వైజ్ కూడా చాలామంది గ్రూప్ 2 మెయిన్స్ ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు 4 సబ్జెక్ట్స్ కనిపిస్తాయి. ఒకటి ఏపీ హిస్టరీ, రెండవది ఇండియన్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్, తర్వాత మీకు సైన్స్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ అండ్ ఏపీ అండ్ ఇండియన్ ఎకానమీ, ఇలా సబ్జెక్ట్ వైజ్ కూడా అక్కడ పర్చేస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. లేదు అంటే కంబైన్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ కూడా సిలబస్ అంతా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి మీరు పర్చేస్ చేసుకొని ప్రిపరేషన్ మొదలుపెట్టండి.